Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. My name is Striker. Our channel was about dating in Ukraine and avoiding some of the bullshit that is out there. If this is your first time here, we speak the truth. We tell you how it is. I have been there and I have done it. I have tried to go through some of these romance companies, these agencies, these socials that you may be thinking about. And the fact that you have found this channel means that you are a little bit more serious than some of the other guys out there that get distracted by the beautiful allure of the Ukrainian woman. So this video today, I don't actually have a title for the video. Normally I write down something like a title or something and then base the video around that. In this video today, I have a message that I want to say to you guys, and I'm just going to talk about it. And it's from my observations that I see with the guys that I've spoken to for the many months that they've come over to Ukraine and that they've been successful and that they have found a woman that they are pursuing a relationship with, some of them even the K1 visa. But I'm also talking about it from my own point of view, having gone through it myself. And hopefully by making this video and passing this message on to you guys, and hopefully you guys out there will at least absorb it or at least listen to this video to the end. If you are looking to do this and you are serious, I mean like really serious, if you're just out there to try and like go to a social and like look at these beautiful blonde women and have some sort of fantasy that like maybe you could hook up with one of these girls, then fine, go ahead and watch somebody else's video. But if you really are serious about trying to find the legitimate woman in a country such as Ukraine, watch this video to the end, because this video will help you to avoid months and months and months of time wasted, not to mention the money that you would waste as well. So listen up, let's do it. So our channel is about the truth, okay? It's not about glitz and glamour. We don't show you videos of like women with big tits at some sort of social. That's not what this is about, okay? The guys that usually like follow us are the guys that are serious, or that they have started their journey and they've got to a certain point where they've suddenly realized that what they were led to believe is not true. And the guys that are serious start to seek out information where they can learn how to actually find a legitimate woman. That's usually where the guys come to that find our channel. Now, one thing that happened to me when I first started on this journey is the way that I sort of got onto dating in a foreign country. Well, there was two things really. One was that I would always travel and I would always meet a woman in another country, and then I would have this like whirlwind romance. If you've been following my channel since the very beginning, you'll understand what I'm talking about. And then I ended up seeing this documentary called Love Me. And if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's interesting, and it's I don't know how to say it. It will give you some insight to what actually really goes on with guys dating in Ukraine. And there's a real problem with guys that decide to go and do this, is that they may have this intention to meet a legitimate woman that they have a connection with and they want to start a family with, like legitimately. Like they're not just looking for a woman that is that looks like a model, that's, you know, is a yoga instructor, who's 21 years old or whatever. They're actually legitimately looking for like a relationship, like a proper, real relationship that's realistic. But what happens is that they end up at these websites that have these thousands of women on them. And first of all, they're realistic, okay? They'll be, okay, I want a woman that's late 40s, 45 to 50. And then they start, you know, the drop down box or the criteria gets a little bit wider and a little bit wider. Before they know it, they're looking at women that are between the age of 25 and 55. And these women on these websites look absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And there's a reason for that. If you don't know why these photos look so amazing on these websites, we did a video about it a little while ago. I'll put a card up here so you can go and check out why these photos look so amazing. But what actually happens is the guy starts choosing, right? He starts doing the drop down boxes. She has to be this tall, she has to be a professional, she has to speak English, she has to be from a certain country, doesn't matter what it is. He starts trying to focus and like hone down on his perfect woman, as if he's buying like a car straight from the car dealership. He's ordering a woman, and it boils down to evolutionary biology. Men are looking for hotter, younger women. If you really go deep down into it, which I'm not going to do it in this video here, we are looking for hotter, younger women to procreate with. That's just the way it is. Women are looking for men that can take care of them. They are looking for the best provisioning male. Okay, men are looking for the hotter, younger woman. So when men start out on this journey, that's what they're looking for. And even if they start out not looking for that, looking for a kind, caring woman, they get allured by these websites with these thousands of women on there, and they believe that they are interested in them. They believe that because it says it in the fucking profile, right? It's got to be true. But I'm telling you, man, like, just believe me and believe Luba, who has worked for all of these agencies, it is not true. And one thing that I have noticed, that when it comes to guys that actually found a woman and that they started a relationship, and even like a K1 visa, even going on into down the path of actually the marriage, whether it was in Ukraine or whether it was in the United States or whatever country, is that they always start out looking for this beautiful woman because they feel as though it can be an option because of these drop down boxes on the website. And it's the guys that come over, usually like 2 or 3 times, that really persist at it. They don't give up. They really persist at it, and they end up going out with a pro dater, with a scam, with a couple of scammers. They go to the restaurant scam. They start to slowly learn what is going on. And what happens is that eventually they will meet a woman that isn't a scammer, that isn't this, like, I don't know how to say it, big tits, big lips girl, the classic, I don't know, I say Odessa girl, I hate to say that because I love Odessa, but the classic girl that is like, that looks like she's high maintenance. The girl that, I'm going to say it, is well out of their league. They always end up with a woman that is kind and nurturing. They trade in the big lips, the big tits, the short skirt, the hot as fuck woman. They trade that in for a woman that is kind and nurturing, nowhere near as hot, but always attractive. Of course, it's Ukraine, right? But they trade that in for a woman that is kind and is nurturing. That is the topic of this video, is that guys, we can lie to ourselves. We can talk about like she's a 9 or a 10 on a scale of attraction. But really, guys are actually not looking for that. We think that we're looking for these hotter, younger women. But the fact of the matter is that most guys can't achieve these like 22-year-old yoga instructor models, myself included. And when guys start to realize that that's not the case, and the only reason they believe this, right, is because of the bullshit marketing that's put out there in front of you when you decide to go over to another country like Ukraine, you start to realize it. And maybe you've been scammed like 3 or 4 times and you start to like really beat your head against the wall over it. And then a woman will like pop up like that, like out of the fucking blue. And quite often it's a translator. I did a video about like why guys fall in love with their translators. I'll put a card up just in case you want to watch that. And it's because a woman has shown that she is kind and she is caring and she is nurturing. That is what we're actually looking for. It's happened to me. These women with big lips, big tits that get a lot of attention from a lot of guys, these are not the women that you want, okay? I know we think that's what we want, but we don't. If you are serious and you're looking for a long-term relationship that is serious with a woman that actually gives a shit about you, what we're actually looking for is a woman that is kind, that is caring, that is nurturing. We are actually attracted to this. This is what we are looking for, even from an evolutionary standpoint. Is it a woman that can take care of a family? Why am I telling you guys this? Because I've seen it so many times. It happened to me. I've seen it from guys that are like been unrealistic at the start and then they were successful. And then you look at the woman that they were successful with was not one of these drop dead gorgeous 22-year-olds, yoga instructor, model, whatever, with the Gucci bags and the big lips and all that sort of stuff. It was a really sincere woman that was maybe 5 years a little bit younger than them. Not 15 years, not 20 years. That's when they realized that that's what they were actually looking for. I remember when I went on the, must have been like the second trip that I went over here, and I realized what I was actually looking for. But prior to that, I didn't really know. I knew that I wasn't going to be unrealistic, but there was a moment when I was making my video diary of my experience through a romance tour company that I realized exactly what it was that I was looking for. It's not what I expected. She's not really the type of girl that I would normally have gone for, but we had this instant connection. I know that she's serious and I know that she likes me, and I have a pretty messed up situation back home, which I haven't mentioned yet, and it's something that I haven't really told anyone, and I told her about it, and I thought if it scares her off, it scares her off. And I told her, and I don't know, but she got kind of teary about it, but not in a bad way. And then she leaned over and she kissed me. And I think it actually made us closer by telling her the story. So
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The thing that really attracts me to her is she's funny and we get along and she's hot and all that sort of stuff. But it's just that I have this such a strong feeling of trust for her, and I know that she would never do anything to actually hurt me. And I think that that is what I've actually been looking for.
This is the exact moment when I realised what it was that I was actually looking for. I just wasted the last 7 years of my life with somebody that got caught going behind my back. I then entrusted Dream Connections to help me, only to be let down by them as well. And I just spent the last 2 weeks with AFA, only to be chewed up and spat out by the scammers. What I realised at this exact moment was that I was actually just looking for somebody that I could trust. And when I realised this, it completely changed everything for me and was to be the start of the most amazing journey of my life. What was soon to follow, I never could have predicted. So right then and there, I thought that I'd found what I'd looking for. Yes, it didn't work out with me and the woman that I was talking about in that video. But I knew that it wasn't like the drop-down boxes. Because think about it, like you can do drop-down boxes for physical appearance. There's no drop-down box for kind. How kind do you want her to be? For how nurturing do you want her to be? How much of a good wife do you want her to be? How much do you want her to care about you? There's no drop-down box on these fucking websites that tells you that. You have to work that out for yourself. Yes, you have to have a level of attraction when you meet her or when you decide to meet her, but you're not going to know until you spend time with her. And so I want you guys to think about that, because man, there are guys that have been coming over here, and we know some of them, for 10 years just trying to date these young, thin models. And it's like, man, come on, like, are you serious? Do you really want to find a woman that you can spend the rest of your life with? Or do you just want to beat your head against the wall? The problem is that like, we bullshit ourselves. We listen to what we want to hear. When it comes to like these agencies saying, yes, she'll date a man who's 65 and she's 25, she'll date that. Can't you see that they put that in the profile like it's true, right? Like we're bullshitting ourselves, right? So we need to say, hang on a second, if we are going to go and do this, if you are going to take all the time out of your daily life and spend the money to go over to Ukraine, do you really want to fuck around trying to find things out the hard way? If you follow our channel, like we tell you exactly how it is. So hopefully we save you from doing that, but I understand that some people have to go through that process. But you will always end up finding out the truth, okay? I'll say it again. Guys are looking for women that are kind, that are nurturing. This is why guys fall in love with the translator, right? Because they have these shitty experiences trying to date these young women, and the translator is always there. She's always giving him like some advice or something. She seems like she really cares. That's why the guy falls in love with the translator. It's happened to me, and that's why I'm telling it to you guys. Stop chasing things that aren't real, okay? Guys are after a kind, caring woman. And I know that there's guys out there that may say, oh, that sounds really like kind of blue pill. We want like hot girls with big tits. Well, if you can achieve that, go and get that. But the majority of us, we want an attractive woman that is kind, caring, and nurturing. And if you don't believe me, just have a look at the success stories of these agencies, right? Look at the women in the actual videos themselves. Do any of them look like these Photoshop models that are on the front of the website? No, of course they fucking don't. These are the women that were kind, caring, and nurturing for the guy to fall in love with. That's why they are the success story. So stop believing in the bullshit that's out there and stop using the drop down boxes and think about what you really want in a relationship. And I can guarantee you, regardless of whether you make that decision now or whether you come over here 5 times and then realize it when you meet a woman that actually gives a shit about you and just doesn't want to go out for like dinner dates, you will realize it at some point in time. And I want you guys to understand that. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.